Suddenly focused national attention.
Is anyone wrong for us, Mrs. Beale? While I was at work, did I get any calls?
What do I always do if a call comes for you when you're out?
Leave a note.
And is there a note there now?
Well, no, but...
So you didn't get a call then, did you? I don't have to take messages anyway. Fairley's Furnishings? Oh, could I speak to Mr. Fairley, please? Oh, Mr. Fairley. Oh, the name's Beale. Mrs. Ivy Beale. I'm ringing about your ad in the local paper.
It's all right, Miss Beale, I got it. Hello. Well, I'm not sure if she's in. Who shall I say is calling? Yeah, hang on. Hi.
It's open.
It's a phone for you.
Thank you. Who is it, did they say?
It's your husband, Don.
You should have rang my bell. Saved yourself a trip.
It's all right. How are you?
Can't complain. Hello? No, of course I don't mind you ringing. Why ever should I? If I had made up my mind, I would have contacted you. Yes, if you like. Well, surely everything's been said, isn't it? Yes, I am in all evening, but I... All right. But no promises, okay?
George, off you go. Sorry, love.
Ah, Mrs. Beale?
Oh, you must be Mr. Fairley.
Yeah.
I've been expecting you.
Oh, fine. Oh, you're down here, are you?
I've made some tea in case you care for a cup.
I've only got a few minutes, dear. I'm double parked, see?
I've got everything ready for you.
Yeah. Well, let's see what you got then, eh?
It's all undone. Every last stitch.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Are you sure about the tea?
Yeah,
on
I'm quite
yourself?
sure about the tea, dear. What about these curtains over here? Are they your own work too, dear?
Oh, yes.
This hemming's a bit rough, though, isn't it? Look at that, look. It's all over the shop.
Arthritis. I had arthritis in my hand. It crippled me for a while, but it's all right now. Good as new, eh?
Well, I'm glad to hear it, dear, because all the hems have got to be done by hand, and that is the first thing a customer notices, the hemming. That and the way the curtain hangs, the way it drops, eh?
If you want to see a bit of fine stitch work, take a look at this quilt.
Yeah?
It's all undone, you know. And interlined.
Is this it? Is this a machine?
It is.
Bit ancient, isn't it? Does it work?
Of course it works.
As long as it doesn't damage the material, you know, you're responsible. Once that material comes through into this room, you're responsible. Any tears or stains all comes out of your pay packet, you know that?
About the pay. We haven't discussed the rates yet, have we?
Ah, pay. So you're definitely interested, are you?
I wouldn't have rung you otherwise.
Right, well, I've a customer waiting for curtains as fast as you can make them. Yeah, they're 13-footers. Imported cotton madras, fully lined. Do you think you can handle it, dear?
Try me.
Well, I reckon it'll take about 3 days to make that, what, 6 hours a day? Let's see, that'll be, 6 hours a day, 18 hours. It'll be £13.50. That's 75 pence an hour. And that's with everything thrown in, the material, rufflet, tape, lining, the lot.
75p? Well, cleaners get more than that.
Yeah, but they got expenses, haven't they? They got overheads.
Like what?
Like what? Like travelling expenses, for instance. I mean, look, you don't have to shift out of your room. You've got nothing to pay out, and anyway, it'll be cash, too. So, if you're on any state pension or anything like that, nobody'll be any the wiser, eh?
£15 and I'll get started.
Look, I didn't come here to do deals, love. I run a shop, not a market stall. If you want a bit of extra cash, a bit of pocket money, fine, we can talk practicalities. Otherwise, forget all about it.
All right. £13.50 it is. You can't blame a body for trying.
Or for trying it on, eh? All right, dear, I'll go out and get them from the car now.
Now? You got the material out there now?
Yeah, you can start on it tonight, can't you?
You were very sure of yourself, weren't you? Tight-fisted beggar.
Snap out of it, eh? And you were supposed to be all through with them, remember? That's what you said after Dave. No more blokes. Do you want some coffee?
No.
Oh, you're being dead childish, you know you are. I thought he was a stuck-up creep myself.
You only met him once.
Yeah, once was enough.
Meryl.
Malcolm. What sort of name's that, for heaven's
Meryl.
sakes? All right. Say no more. Are you going to lie there in mourning all evening, or are we going out somewhere?
I can't go out, can I?
He's not going to ring, Les, he's not. N-O-T. You've got to resign yourself to it.
He said he would.
It doesn't necessarily follow that he meant it, does it?
Look, if he says he's going to do a thing, he does it. I worked with him, remember, saw him in action. If he said he'd bring somebody back, he always did. Always.
That was work. It was probably important to him. It's a well-known get-out clause, love. You ought to know by now. All fellas use it. I'll ring you, they say, before they disappear into the sunset. It's been said enough times to me, God knows.
Nevertheless.
You know your trouble, Les. You've got no pride. None. Mooning over some bloke you hardly know for days on end. If you're not careful, you're going to turn into one of those brainless bits who only come to life when there's a fella around. And they're no good to anyone, least of all themselves.
Where do you want it, my love?
On the bed. Right. Very kind of you, Brian. You saved Mr. Fairley a second trip.
Right. Is that a lot? Yeah, thanks very much indeed. Very nice of you. Well, I'll leave you both to it. Anyway, listen, I'll be back in 3 days now. Don't forget, and if you need anything, just ring me.
Right.
Okay? Bye then. Bye.
What do you think of him then? My new boss.
Oh, your new boss.
I got a job making curtains for a local firm and he's the owner. Not a word to the pension people, mind.
Do you trust me?
I suppose so.
And do you trust him? Well, you ought to watch it, you know.
Watch what?
Conducting a business on the premises. It's all forbidden. In the lease, remember?
Well, you won't tell anyone, will you?
You sure you won't have some coffee?
No, thanks.
Something stronger?
Nothing really. I was hoping to hear from you.
Yes, I know, I'm sorry.
Still, I kept telling myself no news is good news. Is it good news?
Hello? Oh, hello, Malcolm. I'm fine, thanks. You? Tonight? No, nothing as it happens. Right, do. See you. Bye.
I know you think everything's been said, Ruth, but it hasn't. Well, not by me, anyway. When you didn't phone or, well, I decided to assume the worst, and I tried convincing myself it was all for the best, better for us to divorce, go our separate ways. And I started going back over it all, over all the old ground, trying to lay the ghost, I suppose. And I began thinking why it was we'd never had children. God knows why. I couldn't remember when we decided it.
Does it matter?
No, I suppose not. But it means it was never actually talked about, doesn't it? It was just another of those unspoken assumptions between us. Presumably we did talk about it, discuss it.
We felt it would interfere with our careers.
Of course, our careers.
Well, and our lives generally, our social lives anyway. We wouldn't be able to
So what?
go out, that sort of thing.
But we didn't go out, did we? We stayed in most of the time anyway. Oh, Saturday nights perhaps, dinner party, a game of bridge, but that was about it.
You know what I mean.
No, I'm not sure I do.
Just felt that children didn't fit into our scheme of things. It was as simple as that.
Very cut and dried of us.
Where's all this leading to, Don?
Did you ever change your mind?
Oh, Don, we've been living apart for 4 months. This is hardly a
But
subject.
before that, had you changed your mind before that?
Had you?
I asked first.
I didn't think about it.
Never? Never ever?
Well, once or twice, perhaps.
So, that makes 2 of us.
Anyway, it's academic now.
Well, that's up to us, isn't it?
Well, in order to save our marriage, we produce children like rabbits out of a hat. Is that what you're suggesting? It's a certain recipe for disaster. You know it as well as I do.
Not necessarily.
Come on.
The reason our marriage got rocky was because we were both too selfish, right? Well, that's a fair assessment, wouldn't you say?
Trifle simple.
Well, however you wrap it up, that's what it boils down to. We were too selfish, which is exactly why we didn't want children. And if we put the one thing right, we might put the other right.
Sounds a bit neat to me. Nice, neat solution for a very untidy problem.
Oh, it's not all that untidy a problem. We've split up, we're free agents. I just happened to think we had a lot going for us and we wasted it, for one reason or another. I'm not saying it's a solution, I'm just saying it's a start. Or it could be. Well, think about it anyway. I'm not asking you to commit yourself, just to think about it. Will you do that? Please?
How come you're not homeward bound then? Where is it again?
Isha, I had some reports to drop off to a client in Holland Park. I was virtually passing.
Oh, you must pass by more often. Do you take sugar in tea?
Yes, please, one.
Oh, hell, I'm right out. I've got sweetener.
Doesn't matter. Skip it.
I'm on this diet, you see, and I've asked to be transferred to your section. Put in one of those transfer forms from the supervisor. Don't reckon I stand much of a chance, though.
I think you should stand a very good chance.
You see, it was so much more interesting in your department. People coming and going. I don't see a new face all day stuck in that typing pool. The only face I do see is the clock face, and I know that like the back of my hand.
You know what you should do? You should learn shorthand.
Shorthand?
Or go on one of those speed writing courses. Well, good secretaries are worth their weight in gold. There's any number of jobs you could get if you were fully qualified.
No, I ain't got the background, have I? Besides, how am I ever going to learn shorthand? I'd have to go back to college.
Well, suppose the firm paid. You could go on one of those training schemes. In fact, there was a girl in our office, a typist, who did it last year. She came back after a few months, fully qualified secretary. She's earning about $3,000 a year now. Private secretary to one of our shipping controllers.
Yeah, but somebody has to sponsor you, don't they?
Well, that shouldn't be any problem. Why not? If you want to get on, I'd like to help you.
Honest?
Honest?
But why? Why go to all that trouble?
Why do you think? I'll put your name down for the secretarial scheme tomorrow. How about it? Who knows, you might end up being my own private secretary.
And I might end up making a right idiot of myself, of both of us.
Not if you're prepared to work, you won't. Smooth out some of the rough edges.
And you'll help us?
If you want me to.
Right then, where do we start?
Well, turn around a sec. Go on. Yes, well, since you asked, Miss Lozier, you can start by taking off those clothes.
What?
Better get started, George. There's an awful lot of it.
Now, rule number 1, no self-reproach. It's destructive.
If you say so.
I do.
What made you change your mind so suddenly?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I'd ever made it up completely.
Well, you sounded as if you had. You sounded adamant.
Trick of our trade, you should know that. Sounding as if you mean something when you don't.
But you do mean it now.
Yes. Do you remember how we used to bore each other? Well, we did, didn't we, if we were honest? And I always thought of it as if it was something out of my control, like an uninvited guest come to live with us. We just let it happen. We just sat back and let it happen without even putting up a fight.
And you feel like putting up a fight now?
Yes, I rather think I do.
Do you think you'll win?
With a little help from a friend. Don, there is something, as a favour I've got to ask you.
Ask away.
You won't like it.
Well, try me.
I want to spend a few more days here.
But
now, I know it's stupid, but there are some things I've got to do.
Like what?
Like see the landlady, get my deposit back, return the keys. And there is someone I have to say goodbye to.
I see.
Now, you knew I hadn't been a recluse. I didn't leave you overnight, did I? I didn't just pack my bags and walk out. I thought about it. That takes time. Well, this is the same process, only in reverse order.
When then?
The end of the week?
I'll pick you up.
No, I'd rather come on my own.
All right. I'll be waiting.
Well?
Well, let's have a look. Come on. Yes. Fantastic.
Do you reckon?
Indeed I do. Don't you?
Oh, I don't know. Don't look like me somehow.
And what is you?
I look old.
Older. Not old.
There's a difference.
Of course. You've got to grow up sometime, haven't you?
Still.
We'll have to go on a shopping spree, you and I.
Shopping spree?
Choose you some more clothes, a decent coat, some new shoes. Something with a peu plus chic.
Hey?
With a bit more finesse.
They're dead comfy, then. I know they don't look it, but they are.
Then, of course, there's the hairdresser, a manicure. You won't know yourself when we're finished.
All for a secretarial job.
Oh, this is just the start. Of course, in the end, it'll be up to you.
Me?
On whether or not you're happy with the way things are, the status quo, this room, that dead-end job of yours. You see, life's what you make it, Leslie, not the other way around. And if it isn't measuring up to what you want, then it's up to you to do something about it, because no one else will. No one else cares enough.
Do what about it?
Change. Anyway, change course, change direction.
And me getting a secretarial job's going to change everything, is it? Overnight?
It's a damn good start, isn't it? I mean, you'd be mixing with different people. You'd be in a different circle. You'd be earning more money, you could get yourself a flat, buy yourself a little car. You see, it's all a question of altering your expectations, your aspirations. There are doors waiting to be opened, and behind those doors, who knows? The chance to become somebody totally different. To tap hidden resources you didn't know you had. To rediscover yourself. To give your life a meaning and a purpose.
I don't understand you when you talk like this.
Oh, well, I'm not really sure that I do either. Oh, forget it. I'm just talking aloud. Forget all about it.
Where are you going?
My parents will be waiting for me.
It's early yet.
I know, but there'll be dinner on the table.
Ring them. There's a phone downstairs. Tell them you'll be a bit late. Anyway, you can't go yet, can you? We've got things to plan. Like this course I'm going on, and what kind of car I'm going to get when I'm earning all this money. I fancy a red sports job myself.
Leslie, I wasn't joking, you know.
Neither am I.
It's a knack I never acquired, fixing light bulbs.
Oh, it's a talent, definitely. Tell me, what's the latest development for the surveyor? You're Mr. Caddy.
Well, there's no development, and he's not my Mr. Caddy.
Expect you thought I was overreacting, eh? I mean, the prospect of you selling.
Oh, just a bit.
Yeah, we'll put it down to insecurity. I mean, even a furnished room is better than no room at all.
Yes, but as I said before, you're well enough protected. You've got the law on your side.
Yeah, maybe. Nevertheless, any change at management level is a bit unsettling.
Is that how you see me? Management level?
Well, you manage the house.
Oh, not very well.
On the contrary, I think you cope very well.
Sounds like a compliment.
Yeah, meant to.
It's not going as fast as I thought, George. Oh. Oh. Oh, my God.
Last but not least, I've put the rest in the cupboard under the stairs, so if any more go, you'll know where to find them.
Fine. Look, do you mind taking my rent while you're here? I'm going to be working late at the office all this week and may not catch you.
You, don't mind my asking, but you are intending staying on here?
Yeah, sure. Why?
Oh, I thought with Ruth Harris getting back together again with her husband.
Oh, wait. I haven't seen her since, I haven't spoken to her for some time.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you knew. I mean, I thought with all the talk about the divorce. She's only just this moment told me.
Yeah. When's she plan on going?
End of the week. Look, I really am sorry. I'd better go. Thanks again for your help.
You're welcome.